Intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now.
Camera stayed on for 2 hours. https://
It's time to stretch and fetch. See what's cooking at our refreshment counter. You'll find your favorite foods and beverages, plus many new goodies to tempt your appetite and add to your evening's pleasure. Everything's the finest quality. So treat yourself now. Nine minutes to go to showtime. Popcorn, rich with hot melted butter. All kinds of candy. Sparkling soft drinks. Steaming hot coffee. Steamed or grilled hot dogs. Crispy hot fresh French fries. Minutes to go to showtime.
I'm sorry, sir. This is a private mountain.
But I only wanted it.
This mountain is reserved for patrons. It's a supply depot for all sorts of good things, which people can get at the snack bar. Like soft drinks, candy bars of all kinds, delicious popcorn, and refreshing ice cream treats.
But I am a patron of...
Well, why didn't you say so? Be our guest.
Seven minutes to go to showtime. Hot popcorn, just pop. Fresh roasted peanuts. How about a pizza? None better anywhere. Sizzling hamburgers grilled to your taste. We've a large assortment of freshly made sandwiches. Six minutes to go to showtime.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
I'd like 2 of those, please.
Hot dogs? Yes, sir.
And 3 of those. And 1 of those. And 5 bars of these. And a cup of that nice hot liquid.
Coffee. Coming right up.
Oh, and 2 bags of those peculiar white coffee material.
You mean our crunchy popcorn? Shall I wrap that for you, sir?
Oh, that's all right. My saucer's just outside.
They come from miles to enjoy our intermission.
Minutes to go.
Hello there. Give the demonstration of my new invention, the goodies machine. The machine turns out delicious hot doggies one after the other. And thirst-quenching sodas also. Gives popcorn of the most tasty kind, plain unbuttered. Candy too, crunchy and dandy. Steaming hot coffee and ice cream too. These goodies are at a snack bar just waiting for you. Mmm.
4 minutes to go to showtime.
As everyone knows, rainbows usually have a treasure at the end. Let's follow this one and see if we can find the pot of gold.
Brother, I suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the gold first.
Anything that's better than gold in here, me lad. No, just look here, no.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream. Well, that's some treasure, but anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar.
You don't tell me. Do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
Exclamation mark, meow.
The crowds are thinning out at the
Power
snack
all
bar,
my
folks,
peeps.
and there are still 3 minutes till showtime. You can easily make it for something that'll just hit the spot. How about it? Don't waste a second of refreshment time. You'll find such an appetizing assortment of refreshments at the snack bar, you won't be able to decide what to ask for first. All of your snack bar favorites are there, including fresh peanuts, hot popcorn,
Well, how
and
are you
candy
and
of
Sofa
all
then?
kinds. And believe
Did you do a
us, you've
sexy
never
dab
eaten
for
better
him?
hot dogs, crisper French fries, or more delicious buttered popcorn.
Sad.
Two minutes to go to the snack bar for a quick
you work
refresher
today?
before showtime. No crowds to buck, just go get it. You'll be sorry you missed your chance to enjoy some of the many tempting goodies waiting for you. Stretch your legs now while the stretching's good. There's still time to get a mouth-watering hot dog, a sparkling ice-cold soda, assorted flavors of ice cream, all kinds of candy, the most delicious steaming hot coffee you ever drank, and freshly popped popcorn piping hot. Make a beeline for the snack bar right now to quench your thirst. One minute left to top off the evening with a treat from our snack bar. Still time if you hurry. Last call
Why do you
for
have
refreshments,
training?
folks. Go right this second to get something good to eat and drink to enjoy now or during the rest of the show. The finest quality ingredients are in the fixins of the delicious foods you'll find waiting to tempt your appetite at the snack bar. Extra special good hamburgers, wonderful donuts, ice-cold thirst-quenching drinks. Pizza generously sliced, steaming hot, fresh coffee, ice cream in many flavors. It's showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
Hi.
I hear you slurping.
Yeah, I was. What are you gonna do about it? You want to fight? How are you? I'm fan-fucking-tastic. It's more Fort 28 and Blender.
ASMR.
All right, Slurp ASMR. Okay, hold on. Let me bring it in. That's some good purple drink. Sorry, not purple drink. It's purple drink. I keep forgetting it's purple drink. I'm too white. Anyways, head pats? Okay. You did good. You did very good. I'm proud of you. I'm waiting for the game to boot. Waiting for the game to boot.
I want to play around on my uke, but I'm at work.
Do it while at work. Fuck it. Don't actually do that. That's really dumb.
Oh, I mean, I feel like I could get away with that, but no.
As I've always been told at my current job, is that if you want to upgrade your job title to customer, then go ahead and do that. Did we leave off on Osawa? I guess we did.
I mean, I think the mom and client would like seeing it, but there is no way I'm writing it.
I mean, you'd probably fall over. And then you really would be like the customer. You'd be crippled.
She does want me to show her a picture of me on it.
Now you gotta take an awesome action shot. There was no way it could be that important. Osawa didn't need to listen to this clown. I feel like I'm gonna... I want to see what happens when we choose this. Sorry, but I think we're done here. Now would you please leave? Kajiwata's steely expression hardened even further. But, Mr. Osawa, your life is on the line. Here. What?
I fell asleep while you were streaming last night.
Just then a pathetic gurgle arose from Osawa's stomach. Ah, see? You are hungry. At the talk of food, Osawa realized abruptly that he hadn't eaten anything since the night before. Shall I make something for you? The detective asked. This is all my fault, after all. Osawa raised a curious eyebrow. Your fault? Well, you see, we ordered lunches for everyone, and it looked like there were 2 still left over, so I wound up eating them. There was an awkward pause. Osawa didn't have the foggiest idea of how to respond. My deepest apologies, sir. I ate the lunches intended for you and your wife. Kajiwata bowed profusely. And I really do need to apologize. There were tonkatsu bento boxes, and they were delicious. In case you don't know what tonkatsu is basically it's deep fried pig, but really good. Because bento is a lunchbox, a bento box. Rice, maybe like a little vegetable side. Usually it's like deep fried tempura vegetables or something. And then tonkatsu, in this case. It's really tasty. I love tonkatsu. I haven't had tonkatsu in a long time, and I really miss it. I miss Washington State so much. I used to go... Okay, so there was... From my apartment, I used to be able to just, like, walk to work and walk back because it was so close. And along the way, there was a... There's a restaurant, a Japanese restaurant that has all-you-can-eat sushi. I would go there every fucking week, maybe 2 times a week sometimes. It just really depended on how I felt.
That sounds so tasty.
They had really good tonkatsu there, and they had really good tempura there, and just everything was good. It was super cheap, too, which was awesome.
The tonkatsu.
And they were delicious. The meat was so tender and the batter so crisp. With each and every bite, the rich flavor just filled my mouth more and more. Osawa felt a blood vessel burst in his skull. So then, this is what you meant when you said my life was on the line? Yes, sir.
I'm also cold.
Hunger is the enemy of the mind. You want a hug? Hold on. I don't know if I can audibly do it. Let me try. Here you go. Here you go. That's a hug. And then a little back pat. Like that. So you really ought to get something in your stomach. Osawa was too flabbergasted to reply.
That's actually sounded like one.
Good. I always wanted to go into, what is it called? Is it no, it's not a grip. I don't remember. What's the term for the people in, the people that do sound effects in movies? Like in their own little fucking room, their own little soundstage. I forgot what that's called. It's not a grip.
No idea, but you'd be good for it.
I would love it. I think I would love that job so much. Uh-oh. Sofa messaged me saying that we need to talk about something when he gets back, so... Uh-oh! I'm in trouble!
I've done voice acting and it's good.
Chances are it's not anything bad, though. It's probably just something important, but when he gets back, I'm gonna have to mute for a bit and put it on intermission while we talk about whatever it is. Right then, Mr. Osawa. Please follow me to the kitchen.
Oh, so then you
What's with that getup?
dab.
Wearing an apron in the kitchen is a must, sir. In case you don't know, the character is modeled after the MPD's mascot. His name is Pinpo-kun. I don't know what he is. Alas, it isn't while I'm naked. Naked? Oh, are you not familiar with the concept of the naked apron? In case you don't know, the state of being entirely naked save for an apron, it's a form of cosplay. The views from the front, rear, and sides all offer a certain appeal, but caution must be advised as it might be difficult to stop arguing about which presents the loveliest sight once the topic is raised. The only thing I know is that you do not go pure naked when you're cooking, because if you are cooking bacon, it is the worst thing possible. I've done it myself. It hurt. It's not fun. We're going to drop the discussion there. I could demonstrate if you like. No, that's quite all right. Where'd you get that apron anyway? It's mine, sir. Have you had it with you this whole time? Yes, in here. With a smile, Kajiwara pointed to his pocket. Of course. Osawa eased himself into a chair. His hunger was making him feel weak, and Kajiwara was making him feel like he was losing his mind. This is bad, the detective said. I need to whip something up for you fast. Something's definitely wrong if you don't even have a comeback. Osawa felt his anxiety mounting. Just what sort of food was this insufferable oaf going to make anyway? Probably nothing worth eating was this bit. I would assume he knows how to cook. Like, he seems like a well-rounded guy. Like, he's weird, and he's fucking creepy because he doesn't really have any social norms, I guess. But maybe he's autistic. Maybe his autism power is that he knows how to cook amazing meals. I don't know how that works, but I'm thinking... I trust him. As much as I shouldn't trust him, I do trust him. I think that whatever he makes is going to be sufficient. It may not be the best. It'll be sufficient.
Or no, let the guy cook.
I'll let him cook. For now, he just have to pray he wound up with something edible.
English.
I can't either. It's kind of difficult. Kajiwara peered into the refrigerator. Goodness, you are remarkably understocked, he said. Let's see. Could you please put these in the dinger, Mr. Osawa? Name for the sound a microwave oven makes when it has finished heating your food. The microwave at my house doesn't really go ding when the timer reaches 0, though. It's more just a beep, but it doesn't make sense to call a microwave a beeper when that's already a word that refers to something else. The detective handed Osawa some frozen lumps of rice. The dinger? What the heck is a dinger?
The microwave oven, sir.
Osawa stepped in front of the microwave. Unfortunately, he had no idea how to work the controls.
You should thaw that rice out as soon as possible,
Kajiwara told him. I'm actually not sure how to operate this thing.
What? You don't know how to use a microwave?
Osawa could only nod in silent shame.
It should be just as simple as turning the dial.
Wait, which one?
That one, sir. The one on the right.
Osawa turned the dial, then crossed his arms with a satisfied grin.
Mr. Osawa, you need to put the rice in first before you do that.
Well, then why didn't you say that? Osawa snapped. I've never worked in a kitchen in my life. Don't ask me to do things that are this difficult.
Very well. I'll handle this from here. Why don't you get out the bowls and the chopsticks then, sir?
I have no idea where the hell those are kept.
Wow.
Kajiwara let out a heavy sigh.
All right, then. Please, just sit and wait, sir, he said. And here, take this.
Kajiwara pulled out a sheet of bubble wrap from his pocket.
Use your fingers to pop the bubbles. That should help you calm down.
Too drained to argue, Osawa did as prompted, starting to pop his way along the sheet. I'm surprised that it even went that far. You know, there's a little keychain that mimics bubble wrap. Like, it's really hard to push, and you push it down and it makes a popping noise. And it's like every 50 or 100 presses, it makes like a random noise. I want that keychain so fucking bad. One of my friends had it before I ended up moving out of Michigan and moving over to Japan. She had one, and I was just playing with it for fucking hours.
This felt more like a sort of ridiculous punishment. They say you can learn a lot about a household by looking in the fridge, you know.
Kajiwara was cooking something in a frying pan. And? Just what have you learned about mine?
I'd better not say, sir. You might take offense.
Osawa snapped another bubble between his fingers.
Ah, the rice is finished thawing.
Kajiwara topped the steaming bowl of rice with the fried egg he'd whipped up in his pan. Then, as if it were an afterthought, he added some pickled vegetables. Yes! Yes! Gotta love it. That's usually what I would fucking eat, too. Like, if I couldn't think of anything to eat and I just had leftover rice, I would do the same fucking thing. Although I wouldn't use pickled radish. I would use pickled ginger instead. Because I like ginger. Ginger's delicious. I love it.
Here you are, sir. Your fried egg on rice is complete.
One of Kajiwara's simple recipes. Others include his white spaghetti, which is simply spaghetti that's been flavored with butter, salt, and pepper after it's been boiled. I like to do that too. Or add in a little bit of butter and add in some cock sauce. Or sriracha. I just call it cock sauce because it sounds dirty. And there's a picture of a chicken. Rooster, rather. But you get the idea. Both are a bit too basic to be properly called cuisine, but it does take a certain skill to bring the best flavor out of the ingredients with such simple seasonings. Kajiwara grinned from ear to ear.
You should just make me food.
Go ahead and eat it while it's still warm.
Osawa received the bowl with a dubious look. You aren't very good at cooking, are you?
Oh, wait. You aren't very good at cooking, are you? He said. All you had in your refrigerator were eggs and pickled vegetables, sir. I assure you it's quite delicious. I recommend breaking the yolk and mixing it all together.
Reluctantly, Osawa brought a bite to his mouth. That's good. The words came out almost unbidden.
Isn't it just? Egg yolk and pickled vegetables pair quite well.
Osawa couldn't help but stuff his face, slipping into a rapturous daze as he did. The more he ate, the more it stirred his appetite. I had no idea fried eggs could be this delicious.
I know you probably have a long ordeal still ahead of you, sir, but please keep your chin up and hang in there.
Kajiwara gave Osawa an amiable smile.
Ah, that's right, he continued. And for dessert, we have bananas.
No, thank you. Kajiwara grimaced as Osawa held up a hand in refusal.
Right then. When you're finished eating, would you please wash the bowl?
Me? Wash dishes? Osawa exclaimed in surprise, sounding like a petulant child.
If someone else cooks for you, you should do the cleaning up. It's only polite.
Fine, okay. While Osawa was doing the dishes, the bug detector went off again.
Director, if you have a moment...
Oh, sorry, that was a different dude. Director, if you have a moment... Tanaka poked his head into the kitchen. I've got something urgent to discuss with you. Oh, okay. Sure. That awkward stare. Even in the picture, it felt like he was staring deep into my soul, judging me for the shit that I masturbate to sometimes. Following Kano's directions, Stanley drove toward the crime syndicate's hangout. There was a good chance that this was where Maria was being held. Traffic was practically non-existent, and they made good time. They cruised down Wow. I can pronounce this. I know exactly where this is. I should be able to pronounce this. They cruised down Miyama Suzaka, then passed the train station toward Dogonzaka. All the while, the two men stared out the windshield, neither inclined to make conversation. They arrived at the Shinsencho intersection. Take a right here, Kano said. You nervous? Stanley asked as he made the turn.
God, you're so sexy.
How?
Just wearing that onesie.
Apparently, me wearing a unicorn onesie is sexy.
Here.
I just want to point that out. Thank you. Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, chocolate and Cheez-Its! Did you get the super glue?
I did not see any.
What?
Sorry.
God damn it. Because we gotta fix our shit. Both of our headphones are broken.
Where's yours broken at?
Chocolate is the best.
Right here.
Oh shit, I see it now.
I mean, it's still held up by all the stuff underneath it, but...
Can you...
Yeah, so like I said before, I will be right back. Give me a few moments.
Intermission time, folks. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Step right over to our refreshment center for the most extravagant array of refreshment goodies ever assembled under one roof. Enjoy breathtaking, mouth-watering goodies. Everything from a snack to a delicious full meal. At our refreshment center, you'll find a large variety of goodies to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, or your sweet tooth. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Visit our refreshment center now. The show starts in 10 minutes. The show starts in 9 minutes. The show starts in 8 minutes. The show starts in 7 minutes.
Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry about that. Like I said, important conversation about life and stuff. So, we're gonna move on, go back into the game. Alright, oh fuck. I probably shouldn't have done that yet. I had crackers in my mouth still. Okay. Anyways, where were we? You nervous? Stanley asked as he made the turn. His own tone was calm and level. Kano gave no reply. If this syndicate really was holding Maria hostage up ahead, he and Stanley might wind up putting her in danger by showing up there. If it came down to it, Kano wondered, could he count on the man next to him taking the hostage's safety into account? He doubted it, but there was nothing he could do about that now. They arrived at the Syndicate's hangout sooner than Kano had anticipated. It was a multi-tenant building in Tomigaya, southwest of Yoyogi Park. The ratty building looked like it might come crashing down at any moment. The Black Lodge sign out front looked deliberately ominous. Kano knew the place as a bar frequented by expats from various countries, as well as a hotbed of criminal activity. I'll take point, Stanley said. You back me up. He pulled a handgun from his suit pocket. It was a compact Glock, a model frequently used by the FBI or CIA. In case you don't know what a Glock is, it's a really cheap fucking gun. Not gonna lie, it's really cheap. It's supposedly accurate, but it's really not that accurate. And then in case you don't know what the FBI is, and if you don't know what the CIA is, they're watching you. They're watching me. They're watching this stream right now. Everybody say hi. Hi! Anyways. Kano drew his own gun, and the two cautiously made their way inside. They immediately heard some sort of ruckus from beyond a wooden door at the far end of the hall. Please don't let this be what I think it is, Kano thought to himself. Sweat beaded on his hands as he gripped his gun tighter. He heard the sound of glass shattering, then came the sound of something heavy falling to the floor. Maria. Ignoring Stanley's previous order, Kano rushed ahead, kicked down the door, and stepped inside. He walked right into a massacre. There were nearly a dozen bodies sprawled out across the floor. He thought he recognized them all, the men who'd participated in the repeated attaché case handoffs. Each appeared to have been stabbed to death. Had these guys all turned on each other?
Yes.
No, that couldn't have been the case. None of the victims was holding a knife. which meant that whoever had killed them must still be in hiding nearby. No sooner had Kano come to this conclusion than he heard a muffled cry behind him. Stanley! The American was sprawled out on the floor, face down. Kano rushed over and knelt beside him. Stanley was dead, stabbed through the back. That was quick. Without an instant's hesitation, Kano stood up again, gun at the ready. He scanned his surroundings, but there was no sign of the killer. But that was impossible. Stanley had been killed mere moments ago. Someone had to be here somewhere. Out of nowhere, he felt someone press the tip of a knife into his neck from behind, right at the base of his skull. How? He hadn't noticed anyone coming up on him. There wasn't even anyone else around. Nobody but the corpses scattered across the floor. Wait, the corpses? Kano hadn't checked them. Hadn't checked to make sure they were all really dead. With his last thought, he realized that had been his fatal mistake. Wow, I didn't get any choices. Okay. Sure. That's fine. So that just means there's something that I have to do in somebody else's thing. What's the hint on this? They turned up later. Okay. Traffic jam. Okay. I mean, it's gotta be Minorikawa. That's the furthest one I've gotten so far. Yeah, we'll have to do Minorikawa, I think. Right, left. Minorikawa sprinted down Center Guide, dodging between oncoming pedestrians. Out of my way! Can't you people see I'm in a hurry? He stole a glimpse at his watch as he ran. It was just after 1 o'clock. The Burning Hammer sales demo would be getting underway any moment now. He could probably get an interview even if he showed up late. Still, he wanted to get to the venue ASAP, to get a feel for things before they got started. The best time to scope out an event was before it started and after it ended. This was something he'd learned from Toyama. Everything he knew about journalism, the publisher had taught him. It had been a combative education, Minorikawa learning despite himself as the two men constantly butted heads. Oh, give me a break! What's wrong with my article? Minorikawa shouted. His voice was loud enough to carry throughout the editing department. Shut up! I told you to rewrite it, so rewrite it! Toyama sticking to his guns. Minorikawa recalled the scene from the days when the two men had worked at the same newspaper, and Toyama was his boss. Which apparently was the Red Pen Gatekeeper. He would go around checking young reporters' copies like mad. Due to his vigorous efforts, a great many articles never made it to the page. What's wrong with it? Show me what's wrong! All of it! How can it be all of it? Co-workers stared, keeping their distance as the pair screamed themselves red in the face. These arguments had become a regular occurrence. Regular enough that everyone had learned not to try to intervene. I poured my heart and soul into this piece. Go back and read it again. I could read it over and over, and it'd still be the same thing. A load of self-important claptrap. Now go calm down and write me a neutral piece. In case you don't know, neutral. Because in media, you're supposed to be neutral. Calm down? You must be joking. I write what I feel in my heart. That's the one thing I refuse to back down on. Then it's the one thing that'll keep getting your copy rejected. Aren't you the one who told me to be bold and daring with my writing? Yeah, I did, but I don't remember telling you to write me garbage. By now, Minorikawa and Toyama were practically at each other's throats. Still, despite these almost daily shouting matches, Minorikawa never resented Toyama. Not really. How could he write a piece in a way that would shut Toyama up? Trying to figure that out was how he had developed his skills as a reporter. Up until he quit his position at the newspaper to start his own publishing company, Toyama had been a stubborn old man in the finest sense of the term. Okay. But then, in order to keep his company afloat, at some point he had abandoned all his ideals and principles. It was disgraceful. Just disgraceful. Thinking about it made Minorikawa's blood boil. It rankled him to know that such a pathetic remnant of a man had been such an influence on him. He reminded himself once again that he needed to wrap up his current job as soon as possible. By now, Minorikawa was getting close to the demo site. He increased his speed. He wound up barreling right into someone who was walking into a knick-knack shop. It was a girl about high school age, in case you don't know. We'll take what you don't need and we buy computers at top prices. Okay. She jumped to her feet, then snatched Minorikawa by the collar. Hey, watch where you're going, she snapped. Her upper body strength was impressive, to say the least. The chokehold she had on his neck made it almost impossible for him to breathe. He had to do something fast. Yeah, punching her. That's a great idea. Sorry. He bowed his head in apology. He was in too much of a hurry to get caught up in an argument now, but the girl didn't let go. Instead, she tightened her grip. Look, I'm sorry for not looking where I was going. Minorikawa could barely croak out his apology. Oh, fine. I'll let it slide this once, the girl said. She relaxed her hold with a scowl. Wait, hold on, she murmured. She stared good and hard at Minorikawa's face. It's gonna be... Oh, I don't know who that is. I thought it was gonna be some other chick. Hey, you're Mr. Minorikawa. Surprised, Minorikawa gave her another look. Miku? Yeah! Wow, so you do remember me! She smiled with delight, apparently forgetting that she'd just been wringing his neck. Wow, how long has it been? She asked. About 5 years, I think. You still doing your bonsai stuff? Nah, she replied. I gave that up. Miku had been Japan's bonsai champion back when she was in middle school. In case you don't know, bonsai calls to mind elderly hobbyists. Varieties of cherry and maple smaller than normal bonsai are becoming popular practitioners, blah blah blah. It's basically just... She does shit with the trees, the little baby trees. That's all you need to know. One day, local delinquents had vandalized dozens of Miku's bonsai plant pieces. Minorikawa had met her when he interviewed her about the incident. I want to get strong, she had said. Strong enough to beat those guys up. And so, Minorikawa had introduced Miku to an acquaintance of his who ran a martial arts dojo. Hey, T. Well, you've sure gotten strong, all right, Minorikawa said. That's the sort of gal I am. Miku handed him a flyer. It read, Ladies Mixed Martial Arts Pub Bride. present this flyer for a free drink. A show pub that began as a side venture for a group of female mixed martial arts fighters who were facing financial difficulties. There is an octagonal ring inside the pub, and the rules state that anything goes between the young women who fight inside. Customers are able to take in the fights while enjoying their drinks. I mean, that's not bad for a pub idea. That would definitely make money. Especially in Japan. I think that's a really good idea. I wonder if they have any like that. Probably not. Legalities and shit like that. That reminds me. Let's see. You paid for dabs and fucking push-ups, so I'm gonna do that. Hold on. Let me move the microphone out of the way. And where's the camera? I lost it. Oh wait, no, yeah. No, I did lose it. Where is it? There it is. Hi, I'm in my unicorn onesie. Dab. Dab. That's the 2 dabs. I'm gonna do push-ups, but I'm not gonna do that on camera. Instead, nobody needs to see me struggle, because I struggle at push-ups. But I do have a witness. Hey baby, can you be my witness?
Yeah.
Thank you. I need to do 10 push-ups.
Okay. I'll miscount them first.
You better not miscount them or I will kill you.
That hero draws me out.
No. It's not a good reason to miscount.
Miscount them.
How many? Oh, fuck you. That is not 2.
Okay, you're right. That one's one.
That wasn't 1 either. Come on.
Exactly.
Alright. That should be 10?
Nope, that was only 2.
Don't even.
Yeah, that was 10.
Okay, thank you.
10 and a
10 and
half.
a half.
Well, sorry, 9 and a half.
9, oh, 9 and a half. I guess me standing up is the rest of it. Now my onesie is all sweaty. At least you think so. Alright, there's that. Wait, what else do we got? Was that it? Fuck, hold on. Let's see, complete. Snoop. I didn't even see that one yesterday. I'll complete it now. I didn't even know that you turned one in. Okay. And a literal one. Okay. Good airflow. That wasn't a good one. Let me do that again.
Hey. You may not be doing what I think you're doing.
What? I would never do that. Especially on stream when I'm not supposed to do that. I don't want to get banned. I love you. All right, there you go. Ow. All right, where were we? All right, ladies mixed martial arts pub bride present this flyer for a free drink. It's a place where you can watch girls fight in the ring while you have some drinks, Miku said.
That sounds pretty fun, actually.
Minorikawa could feel himself being pulled in all the wrong directions by the prospect.
You should come see one of my matches sometime. I'm the reigning champion.
Miku beamed with pride.
Wait, you're the champion?
Yikes. Good thing I apologized when I did.
In that case, I'll definitely have to swing by sometime soon.
Right now I'm in sort of a hurry, though.
Oh, sure,
Miku said.
Catch you later, then.
She headed into the shop as Minorikawa rushed off toward the sales demo. At long last, he arrived at the Nokane building, where the event was being held. The wall by the elevator was plastered with posters about Burning Hammer. Get it or regret it. As seen in magazines, 100% weight loss guaranteed. The messaging was kind of a mess. This is blatantly false advertising. It felt like they'd been thrown together at the last minute. Minorikawa avoided the elevator in favor of the stairs, rushing up to the event site on the 3rd floor. Emerging from the stairwell, he saw more posters on the wall pointing the way to the sales demo. He followed the arrows to a room deeper within the building. Opening the door, he saw about 50 chairs, most of them occupied by female attendees. There was a stage set up at the far end of the room, but nobody was on it. It appeared that the event had yet to begin. Minorikawa quickly looked over the crowd. Roughly half of the women were somewhat elderly. All of them looked like they could stand to lose some weight. And for some of them, at least, that ship had surely sailed some time ago. Well, that's a nice way to put it. The crowd gazed at the stage with rapt anticipation. A beverage that allowed you to eat plenty and still lose weight was definitely an appetizing proposition. Could something like that really exist, though? Oh, well. Minorikawa was just going to have to wait and see. He did his best to get his mind into journalism mode. Time passed, but the demo didn't start. The audience began grumbling in frustration. Then, a heavy-set young woman took the stage and gave him a little bow. Or gave a little bow, rather. It was the girl from the cafe, the one with the amazing appetite. The audience broke into applause, their patience finally rewarded. But as everyone leaned forward expectantly, the girl on stage began performing magic tricks. She twiddled a silk hat and pulled a bunch of flowers from inside it. Sparse applause rose up from the crowd. The young woman immediately went on to perform another trick and then another. Ta-da! A coin in her hand became 3 coins as she spoke her magic words. She's not very good at this, Minorikawa thought. Though whether she was good or bad wasn't really the issue. He had a tight schedule to keep. This was no time to stand around watching silly sleight of hand antics. Scanning the room, he spotted a man who looked like he was probably in charge. Minorikawa headed over to him. Hey, you the one running this thing?
Well, yes.
When's the actual sales demo going to start?
Soon. Very soon. Yep.
In how many minutes?
You know, soon.
I asked for a number.
Just, soon. Real soon.
This was getting him nowhere. 3 minutes, Minorikawa declared. He held up 3 fingers to emphasize the point. If this thing doesn't start in 3 minutes...
If it doesn't start, then what?
I'm gonna start a ruckus. He kept his voice firm, his words short and clipped.
Hey now, no need for that, sir. Just settle down. Who doesn't like a silly little magic show now and then?
You've got 2 minutes.
Hey, a minute can have passed already.
1 minute.
Whoa! Just what kind of watch you got there?
Tell me why the demo isn't starting.
Well, you know, or no reason, really. The man was getting seriously flustered. I just, I wanted folks to get to see a little magic show first.
Nope. Try again. 30 seconds left.
Okay, all right. What happened is, the required merchandise,
What happened to the merchandise? Minorikawa demanded. He gave the guy a dagger stare.
well, it's just,
Time's up.
What?
The man's face went pale.
Okay.
I'm practically praying as I rush over to the knick-knack shop, or into the knick-knack shop, where I immediately spot the cardboard boxes I saw earlier still stacked up. Yes, I'm in luck. I dive into one of the boxes to check what's inside. It's packed with tiny bottles. There's no mistaking the noxious red liquid inside. That's Burning Hammer, all right. There's 50 bottles per box, and there are 4 boxes total. Assuming each bottle is 100 yen, including tax, I can buy the whole lot with the 20,000 I've got in my wallet. Mr. Yanagishita said he was selling the bottles at the demo for 15,000 yen apiece. That way, if we sell all 200 bottles, he'll be able to pay back his debts no problem.
Whoa, what's the deal with you?
The sales clerk's eyes go wide when he sees my getup. This stuff. I'd like your entire stock. I point at the Burning Hammer and the clerk makes an awkward face.
I'm afraid that's already been sold.
What? You mean like all of it?
Nobody in their right mind could possibly want all of this. Yes, all of it, I'm afraid.
Well, I'm not going to roll over that easily. Whether I earn that extra 20,000 or not hinges on whether I can get this stuff. Please, you gotta help me out.
I'm afraid it's out of my hands.
Then could you get in touch with the buyer? Tell them I'm willing to negotiate?
I suppose that wouldn't be an issue, but... Actually, would you mind waiting for just a moment? She said she'd be by ASAP.
Even as I'm speaking with the sales clerk, a girl wearing a hoodie comes in. She's got a tiny frame and a doe-eyed face. Hey, I've come to pick up something I reserved, she says. This must be the customer the clerk was talking about. Please pardon my intrusion, but would you be willing to let me have these diet drinks? I bow extra deep and my costume head wobbles all around. Wait, what? I'll pay you double what they're worth. No can do. I've never seen this brand before. I'm super curious about it. Surely you don't need this many, though. I do. I make my living with my body. This is about how much I'll need.
Oh, wow. The sales clerk interjects. What sort of work do you do, exactly?
I'm a martial artist. I fight at a place called Bride. You might have heard of it? It's one of the more popular hotspots in Shibuya these days.
Oh, I know the place, the sales clerk says, brimming with sudden excitement. That pub where they have cosplay martial arts competitions, right?
Hold on, what are we talking about now? What's Bride?
I've seriously never heard of the place.
It's a nightlife spot where ladies cosplay as anime characters, but they fight for real. I've been wanting to check it out, but they've hit their membership cap, the sales clerk explains.
In case you don't know. There you go. So then, you must be pretty strong, huh? He says to the girl. Oh, that was the dude, never mind.
Well, I may not look it, but I'm the current champion.
The girl proudly adopts the fighting stance.
Would you accept a challenge from me?
I ask.
A challenge?
If I win, you have to let me have all of this. The girl breaks into a confident smile.
Do you have any idea who you're dealing with here? She asks.
I intend to find out. Oh, wow, the sales clerk exclaims. I have just got to see this. I'm glad to have him egging us on.
Well, if you're that set on it, then sure, I accept your challenge.
Sweet. We've established our terms. This burning hammer may yet be mine. The girl cracks her knuckles, clearly eager for a fight. I've got to win this. Somehow or another, I have got to. I mean, I've got to be good at something. Facing off against this fighter is going to show me what I'm made of. I address my opponent. And by challenge, I naturally mean... Okay, so we know that this character is pretty strong, and she gets, like, retard strong, so... But then again, this is... The person that we're fighting is a champion. So, it's probably not a good idea. Let's play a rhyming game.
Huh?
The girl says. She seems a bit put off by the suggestion. Yeah, I say. And if I win, you have to let me have all of these. A rhyming game? Really? Okay then. Really. Silly. Okay then. Glisten. Listen, I'm a martial artist. Artist? Oh, that's a tough one. Smartest. Glow. No. What I'm saying is I'm a fighter. Okay, fighter. Shouldn't be too hard. I can do this. Just have to not panic. Let's see, Rider. Aha. Okay. Scissors. What do you mean, scissors? No! Wait, what the heck is going on? Crap, nothing rhymes with scissors. That's an illegal move. I drop into a fighting stance. Okay then, shall we fight? The girl grins back at me.
Now you're talking. The name's Miku, by the way. Challenge accepted.
And... okay. Miku and I march out of the shop. Out on the pavement, we stare each other down.
So, if you win, I'll let you buy the burning hammer, Miku says. But if I win, I get to keep it, and you have to pay for it.
What? Isn't that a little unfair?
If you don't like it, then it's no fight. No deal.
I don't have the time to rethink this.
Alright.
Ready whenever you are. Miku does a little brisk shadow boxing, throwing a repeated 1-2 combination. In case you don't know. Whoa, what's the deal? Is something going on? It's a street fight! A number of people pass by, including a businessman, a couple, as well as some pretty gruff-looking fellows, and some of them stop to form a small crowd. Achi Endo? Wait, Achi's there? So we can jump to Achi when the time comes, but not right now. Asawa Ozu and his underling Yutaro Segawa, members of the Tenryogumi Yakuza Syndicate. The Tenryogumi operates a lending firm called Takarada Financing, and these two have been tasked with collecting outstanding debts. They've already collected from one client today. Next, they plan on grabbing lunch before heading off to find their next target. Oh, they're after the kid and the father. Okay. The sales demo has already started by now. I don't have time to goof around here. I watch as Miku starts up her footwork. A left jab. She's quick. I can see why she's the champion. Ah, yeah! She immediately follows up with the jab with a wide right hook. In case you don't know, it's a type of punch. It involves swinging the arm in a wide arc to strike the opponent from the side. I jerk aside at the last possible moment and deliver a little swat to Miku's shoulder. Whoa! She slips off balance and pitches forward. Oh wow, what was that? The crowd started clamoring. Miku rights herself and gets back into a fighting stance. What the? How? She doesn't seem to know what just happened. Rah! This time, I watch as she unleashes a kick with her left leg from a distance. On reflex, I bring up my right hand and adopt a guarding stance. Gotcha, she calls out. It was a feint. There's a visceral whomp as a second kick connects, coming at me from a different angle. Whoa, what gives? My big mascot head serves to cushion the blow to the point that I barely feel it. Hi-ya! She proceeds to unleash a string of additional kicks with her left leg, trying to defeat my fuzzy armor. Eventually, I catch hold of her foot. Holding her off balance, I begin to walk her backward, making her hop awkwardly on one leg. Gwa! A casual flip of my paw, and Miku goes whirling through the air. The crowd erupts into cheering and applause at the spectacle. You're tough. Who the heck are you? As you can see, I am a cat. A wry smile comes to Miku's face. To think a bred competitor would lose in a street fight. Guess it's time to go back to being an ordinary girl. Today is the day I retire. Ah, phew. Good match there. Miku clasps my hand firmly. But hey, I'm just glad that my last opponent was you. Wait, is she second-guessing her life decisions now? Should that not have happened? I feel like that should not have happened. I have a feeling that we weren't supposed to actually win the fight like that. I hoist up the boxes of the diet drink. So, how much does this come to? I asked the sales clerk. He shakes his head. Oh, don't worry about the payment. You've more than earned it with that spectacular display just now. That was really something. Heck, even I am shocked at what just happened. It's amazing what a little desperation will do for you. So that move you used, that was some aikijutsu, wasn't it? Or yeah? Huh? Oh, I guess? In case you don't know, Japanese martial art. I tilt my head non-committally. Come now, no need to be so humble. I'm a martial arts fanatic. I know my moves when I see them. Knick-knack shop owner Taisei Yasuda watches roughly 350 martial arts fights a year. He is practically fond of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and is thinking about studying it himself. There's a dojo he's been eyeing, but he is rather timid and has thus far only waffled non-committally outside the entrance to the place. I could see that.
How dare you not have every cosmetic in your life?
He can call it whatever he wants. If he's letting me have the drinks for free, this is going to be a lifesaver. Is that all the shopping you'd be doing with us today? He asks. Actually, come to think of it, I do have one request, I say. Sure thing. Could you please not sell that necklace there? I promise I'll be back to buy it later. Sure, no problem. The sales clerk gives a deep bow. I did it. I managed to solve my burning hammer problem. Now I've just got to get back to the sales demo. Oh, that must be awfully heavy. Here, why don't you use that dolly? The sales clerk indicates the hand truck over in the corner. Oh, thanks so much. I load the pile of boxes. I totally missed the rest of it, but it's fine. By now, the sales demo will be well underway. I need to get back as soon as I can. If there's nothing to buy, the customers are going to leave and everything I've gone through will have been for nothing. Come on, Tama, you can do it. Just gotta hurry. I charge for the demo, pushing the dolly ahead of me like a battering ram. Ah, oops. Sorry to keep you waiting.
You're late! What the heck have you been doing? Mr. Yanagishita practically throws himself at me. The weight must have been killing him. Standing behind him is a man I don't recognize. Who is that guy? He doesn't look like a customer. Okay, Tama, just come with me for a minute. I follow Mr. Yanagishita into the break room. Sorry I'm late. There was a whole bunch of stuff that happened, but look, I got the product back. I proudly open one of the cardboard boxes. Ah, it's Burning Hammer. It really, really is. Mr. Yanagishita clutches the box close, nuzzling it with his cheek. How's the demo going? I ask. I've got Chidi keeping them occupied with some magic tricks. I sneak a peek through the door and see Chidi guzzling orange juice from a gigantic container, draining it in one go. Is that really a magic trick? If it buys us some time, it's magic enough. Before long, the last of the juice is gone. Over in the corner of the stage, I see 6 more huge containers, all likewise empty. It's shocking to think that she may have drunk all 7 of those things dry. The audience erupts into sincere applause like they've forgotten what they originally came here for. Chidi comes back to the break room, positively drenched in sweat. I think I should have stuck to doing imitations for a little longer. No, that was fantastic, Chidi, Mr. Yanagishita says. Just fantastic! Thanks to you, we had enough time to get the Burning Hammer back. He bows profusely. Alright, now it's time for the main event. Chidi, go out there and guzzle down some Burning Hammer. Get yourself all drenched in sweat. Got it? Aye aye, boss. And Tama, just go up there, smile all big, and say, "This helped me lose a bunch of weight, too." Got it? Got it. Good. Now then, Mr. Yanagishita gestures to a man I hadn't noticed before who's been waiting quietly nearby. Of course, begging your pardon, miss. It's a service rep from the rental shop who proceeds to try to get me out of my mascot suit. That's odd. The rental guy tilts his head. What's the matter? Yanagishita asks nervously. Yeah. This is a no-go. The rental guy pokes his finger at the back of my suit. This here zipper? It's all jammed up. It's gonna take a long time to get this thing off. What the hell? Mr. Yanagishita clutches the sides of his head. Actually, he's clutching the side of my head, it looks like. The rental guy tries tugging at the costume from various angles, hoping to free up the zipper, but like he said, it's no use. That was a cat noise. The rental guy's eyes widen at the sudden sound of a cat's mewling. Was that you? He looks at me confused. Did you hear a cat meowing? Yes. Was it you? No, not me. I'm as surprised as he is. Must be hearing things. Mr. Yanagishita and Chidi don't seem to have heard anything. Bah! Yanagishita is fuming. Just by luck, I finally find a cute model and the crowd's never gonna see her. Hey, boss, Chidi says. The customers are gonna leave if you keep them waiting much longer. What do we do? Want me to go out there and do some more impressions? In case you don't know. Chidiko's repertoire of impressions is a sea lion yawning, a harbor seal hailing a cab, a walrus reading sutras, a fur seal who can't reach the itchy spot on its back, and a Stellar's sea lion taking a nap. I'm sensing a theme here, and it's all because of fat jokes. No! We don't have any choice. Tama, you're just gonna have to go out there dressed like that. Are you sure? I ask. If those people go home, we're done for! He exclaims. Just get out there and get started. I'm counting on you too! Ladies, terribly sorry to have kept you waiting.
Chidi and I spring into action on stage. But now I'm proud to introduce you to the worldwide sensation that is Burning Hammer. The latest product from the West that has taken the diet world by storm. Every seat in the house is packed. That means there's about 40 people here. We only need to sell 5 bottles to each customer in order to sell out. I'm hit with a sudden jolt of motivation. Allow us to explain just how this revolutionary new diet drink works. It's magic. Chidi begins. The plan is for me to describe how the drink works, and then Chidi will demonstrate it with a taste test. All eyes are fixed on us. I begin. For the first time in human history, you can drink a single bottle and lose a whole kilogram. Just drink and burn that excess weight away. Astonished gasps rise up from the crowd. Just take a look at this marvelous red liquid. Even looking at it makes you feel like you'll be shedding weight, right? Here's how Burning Hammer works. It activates the capsaicin found in chili peppers. In case you don't know what capsaicin is, it is a chemical compound, which is what makes this spiciness in chili peppers. I paused to take a deep breath before continuing. And, rapidly breaks down the triglycerides responsible for causing obesity. I think we all know what obesity is. Again, the crowd hums with excitement. This response is better than I could have hoped. We're off to a terrific start. And now this young lady here will demonstrate Burning Hammer's effects before your very eyes. Chidi steps into the spotlight. Just wait till you see how much she sweats. Proof that the fat is being burned right there on the spot. Chidi holds a bottle of Burning Hammer up high. She's already sweaty, though. That's the problem. So it's not really gonna change anything. As she opens the bottle, however, one of the women in the front row speaks up. Hold on. She's already sweating pretty hard. She's right. Chidi's drenched in sweat from head to toe. Another woman chimes in, suspicious. Ah, that juice drinking from earlier. That was all just to make her sweat like that, weren't it? All of a sudden, the crowd is in an uproar. No, not at all. Drinking Burning Hammer makes you sweat way more than this. I rush to towel off Chidi's sweat for her. Go on, hurry up. Drink it down. Chidi's face screws up unpleasantly as she gulps down the bottle. And the sweat doesn't come. Yeah, why isn't it working? I exclaim, the audience momentarily forgotten. Guess I've already sweated out too much, Chidi replies unfazed. Well, why were you sweating so much? Look, you were taking forever at that 100 yen shop. The crowd shifts from uproar into riot. Did she just say 100 yen shop? Scowling customers begin to close in. No, that's not it. You've got it all wrong. Please, just listen. Oh, we can see what's going on here. The situation has gotten out of control. Look, this product is so valuable that a 100 yen shop is about the only way we could get it. Uh-oh. I think I just put my foot in it. The customers glare at me, their eyes bright with rage. Why is there an option for this? Hunk a lamb chop. It's a clumsy attempt to force it off, but it's my only option. She said hunk a lamb chop, I repeat. Meaning that Burning Hammer is just so incredibly filling, having just one tiny bottle will feel like you're eating a big, meaty meal. Yeah, that's what she meant. Uh-huh. Sneers one customer. Sure. Do they really sell this at 100 yen shops? Rats. We didn't manage to distract them. A 100 yen shop? What's that? Answer me! Do they really sell these at 100 yen? Look! I cry. It's the Chupacabra! I thrust my arm out to point, only to accidentally catch one of the entities in the head with my fuzzy fist. Then the woman lets out a muted groan and sinks to the ground unconscious. The rest of the crowd stares at me, stunned. Oops, I murmur. Tama! Shouts Mr. Yanagishita, rushing out of the break room. What the heck are you doing? Abort! Abort! He howls. If you let these people know the truth about this stuff, they'll never buy it. Uh-oh. Now you've done it. Chidi doesn't hesitate to point the finger at him, her stare ferocious. Whoops. Realizing what he'd just blurted out, Mr. Yanagishita is aghast. Now there really is no saving this. The customers descend upon Mr. Yanagishita, their wrath a terror to behold. So then it is true. What the hell are you trying to pull? I can't believe you'd try to sell this crap for these prices. The throng goes on the attack. Help! Chidi and I force our way through the angry mob, hoping to find some way to calm these people down. Cursing and profanity fill the air. The shouts are accompanied by merciless, open-handed slaps. I get all jostled and tumbled about, and my mascot costume takes a bad beating. Finally, the storm passes.
I'm on the generator that goes on.
It's over. It's all over. Mr. Yanagishita wails to the empty room. So, boss? About getting paid. Even Chidi seems hesitant to ask. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, obviously. Mr. Yanagishita doesn't so much as look up. His shoulders slump further in defeat. I'll take payment in kind then, Chidi says. Mind if I take this burning hammer home with me? Sure, Yanagishita says lifelessly. Go right ahead. Alright, I'll be off then. Later, Tama. Chidi picks up the cardboard boxes and heads out. Sir?
Hell yeah.
It's the man from the rental place. I believe you still owe me for the costume rentals. Oh, right. How much was it again? Mr. Yanagishita rummages in his pockets. Well, given the severe damage, I'm afraid I have to add the full cost of the cat suit to your bill. Your total comes to 200,000 yen. Was that 200 yen? No, sir. 200,000. Sorry, I can't hear at all. I think I might have ruptured my eardrum. 200,000 yen, sir. Okay. Yanagishita takes all the cash he has in his wallet and holds it out reluctantly. That's only 20,000, sir. The rental guy furrows his brow. I'm afraid this won't cover it. I understand that. But I don't got no more than this. Don't got no more? Sir, please. You're not a child. Then give me a discount. Make it 20,000. Instead of the 200 you owe? You know I can't do that, sir. But Mr. Yanagishita refuses to back down. Ah, that's right. Insurance. I got insurance in the event the suit wound up damaged. No, you didn't. No, I did. You did not, sir. No, I did. Then where's your paperwork to prove it? Yanagishita calmly claps a hand to his chest. Right here. The paperwork is here, inside my heart. The rental guy clutches the side of his head in exasperation. And believe me, I feel his pain. You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna leave this to my boss. Shigemichi Fukuma, president and owner of Far East Costume Rentals, notable for the fact that he's usually wearing his favorite rabbit costume. To Shigemichi, his costumes are like his children. If he were to hear that one of his suits had been ruined, he would probably never forgive Yanagishita, adding to the man's already considerable list of enemies. Turning his back on the ruins of the sales demo, he slumps his way out of the room. Now it's just me and Mr. Yanagishita.
Please try not to let it get you down so much, sir.
I say as cheerfully as I can muster. He's already down on the floor, a sobbing mess. You wouldn't know what it's like to feel so utterly hopeless.
I think I might have an idea, sir. In fact, I'm sure of it.
At this point, there's nothing more I could possibly do. He slumps forward, trembling like a willow tree.
Things will turn around soon enough, I'm sure.
You don't know me like I know me, he says. There's not gonna be any turnaround, not after this. Okay, now this little pity party is starting to piss me off. You know, if you think you're the only person who's had a run of bad luck, you are dead wrong. I wind up shouting the words louder than I intended. Mr. Yanagishita whips his head back up. Alex, where'd that come from?
I need to tell you something.
My pent-up emotions come surging to the surface. I have amnesia. Yanagishita's eyes go wide. What? I can't remember anything from before this morning. My name, how old I am, where I live, any of it. I would much rather be in your shoes, sir. Mr. Yanagishita looks at me with a hint of disbelief. So where'd you get the name Tama, then? I thought of it when I saw tamagoyaki in these lunchboxes. Or those lunchboxes, rather. Aha! Tamagoyaki! Tama. I get it! He claps himself on the thighs as if he's had some big eureka moment. But wait, how come you lost your memories?
Well, I don't know for certain, obviously. I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure I took a hard blow to the head. When I came to, I was inside of a storehouse with a massive headache.
A storehouse? A surge of vertigo washes through me as I recall waking up in that strange, dim place.
Yeah, I had just gotten out of there when you flagged me down, sir.
Huh. Really? So is it pretty unnerving, then, not knowing who you are? He sounds like he's taking me seriously now.
Yeah, it sure is. But it's not going to do me any good to just fret over it. And besides, I've got a clue.
What sort of clue?
There's a necklace I saw at a knick-knack shop. The same place I found the burning hammer. Somehow I know that it's important to me.
And so you took this job so you could afford to buy it?
I nod.
Of course. Now that the job has ended in a total bust, I've lost my shot at getting it. Okay then. Mr. Yanagishita removes his shoe, then yanks out the insole. This here really is the last of my money. He pulls out 20,000 yen, adds it to the other 20,000 from his wallet, and thrusts it all toward me. Here you go, he says. That includes the reimbursement for the burning hammer you picked up. I pluck up the 2 of the 10,000 yen bills between my fingertips.
I actually didn't have to pay. Oh,
I actually didn't have to pay for it, so the 20,000 we agreed upon is fine. But how about you, sir? Are you going to be okay? Like, after all this?
compared to your misfortunes, mine are nothing. They might send me up the creek without a paddle, but I'll bounce back somehow. I'm sure of it.
How do we go back?
And then, clutching his fist, Mr. Yanagashita gets a far-off look in his eye. And then, one more time, I'm gonna go see a bride fight. My jaw nearly drops.
Bride, like the martial arts pub?
Wait, you know about Bride? Man, I've spent so much money at that place. Wow, it is a small world. Especially that Miku. I wonder how much she has made me spend.
Miku, huh? I'm pretty sure I just accidentally forced her into retirement, but I decided to keep quiet on that front.
He nods. To be honest, the reason I borrowed all that money was to pay my tabs at that place. And I had to borrow from some pretty shady sources too. I can't help but respect that this poor guy got a real raw deal. Let's see, why don't you take that mouse down? I can't even English now. I've been Englishing all day today. Why don't you take that mascot costume with you?
Huh? I mean, I don't really need it.
No, I insist. Take it with my blessing.
Sure. I'll be on my way then. Out in the hallway, I passed by the man I'd noticed earlier. The one I didn't recognize. Odd. The sales demo's over. I wonder why he's still here. I give him a faint nod and he nods back before slipping into the demo room. I should keep my fingers crossed for the guy. At last, I'm back outside the building. I feel bad about not returning the catsuit to the man from the rental place. Still, I can't just walk around town wearing this thing. I'll stick out like a sore thumb. I figure it's best to just leave it behind. And then it dawns on me. Hold on. I still can't get this thing off. Okay, so if my guess is correct that she is the missing sister, which I'm pretty sure of at this point, if she were to walk around with the cat costume off, everybody will be chasing after her instead of the other sister, the one that most likely has the antiviral in her bloodstream. So I'm going to assume that I should probably get rid of it as soon as possible. It's time I skin this cat. I need to get rid of this costume, whatever it takes. I take hold of the head in both hands and yank it upward as hard as I can. Oh, huh? Please tell me I'm not just imagining things. The head feels a whole lot looser than it did before. If I give it a good enough push, then maybe... Rah! It comes off. I did it. I slip out of the rest of the cat costume and gleefully abandon it as I head for the knick-knack shop. Interesting. Really didn't expect it to actually go that way. But now we have stuff with Achi that I am stuck on. Let's see, 305 to 310. Which should be that one. Because that gets past the keep out.
As luck would have it, they soon found a crowd in their path, backs turned toward them. Excited voices rose up from the throng. Whoa, what's the deal?
Is something going on?
It's a street fight. Achi clutched Hitomi's hand good and tight. Whatever you do, don't let go. Without a moment's hesitation, he plowed his way through the crowd. Emerging on the far side of the gathering, Achi saw the main road ahead. Cars were zipping past in a steady stream. What do we do? There were too many cars for them to rush across the street without getting hit. But they couldn't exactly just sit and wait for the light to change. And they certainly couldn't go back the way they came. Their pursuers were getting closer and closer. Hitomi! Achi shouted. We're going across.
What?
Dragging Hitomi by the hand, Achi darted out into the street. Moving purely by instinct, he wove his way through the gaps between the speeding cars. When they were halfway across, a car slammed on its brakes to keep from hitting them, causing several cars behind it to crash into one another. The multi-vehicle pile-up plunged the roadway into total chaos. Oh shit, and that's how he jumped to Kano. That's how they get caught in the traffic jam. In a matter of moments, the street was clogged with a long line of stopped vehicles. I'll do that later. Achi and Hitomi's pursuers remained on the other side and did not pursue.
Okay, that was crazy.
Hitomi panted as she caught her breath.
Well, you know what they say. Idle feet are the devil's playthings. Hands. It's idle hands.
Whatever. At least they'd gotten away.
I found one of the haunted ground totems beside Killer Shack. It's on the side.
Also, get used to hearing my boyfriend in the background playing Dead by Daylight and getting angry with it. He will be. I give it about 10-15 minutes.
Come on, let's go.
Achi led the way down several twisting side streets before slowing his pace. By now, Hitomi was slumped and panting heavily. He wanted to give her some time to rest, but if they just hung around, their pursuers might still find them. He looked around and spotted a multi-tenant building. The nearest door was open. Bundles of flyers were set out near the entrance. Achi peeked inside and saw piles of plywood and painted lumber. It looked like this was a storeroom for a theater's stage props and scenery.
We can hide out in here,
he said.
But...
Hitomi hesitated, but Achi gave her hand a little tug.
It'll be fine. There's nobody around.
They stepped inside the storeroom and Achi quickly shut the door behind him. We should probably rest for a bit, he said. There was a wooden platform set up beside a large piece of plywood. Achi picked up a magazine that had fallen on the floor and spread it out atop the platform's dusty surface.
Here, now you can sit without getting your clothes dirty.
Thank you. Hitomi quietly took a seat. We should probably turn off our cell phones, Achi said. It could be really bad if they rang at the wrong moment. The two powered off their cell phones. Achi took a cursory look around. It didn't look like there was any way in or out besides the door they'd come in through. There was a single window set in the wall, but it wouldn't open far enough to let them through. Ah! Oh, ah! Hitomi let out a quiet gasp. Someone was outside the storeroom. Achi put a finger to his lips and Hitomi gave a fearful nod. The window's frosted glass blocked any real view in or out. So long as they stayed quiet, they ought to be safe. Whoever was outside pressed their face to the frosted glass, trying to get a glimpse inside. The blurry visage of the foreigner who'd attacked them was dimly visible. Like the man with the cane before him, this guy was quick to catch up. The man pounded on the glass. Achi swallowed the lump in his throat. If this guy got in, they'd have nowhere to run. Achi turned to Hitomi. We'll be fine, just sit tight. Hitomi clutched onto Achi's arm, hard. Can I help you with something? Said a casual voice from outside. They saw their pursuer react at once, pulling back from the window. That's just our storeroom, you know, the voice added. Achi heard footsteps scampering away. The kidnapper had run off. Achi exchanged glances with Hitomi and let out a tiny sigh. There were more voices coming from outside now. What was up with that guy? I don't know. Whatever. Let's just hurry and get stuff tidied up. Man, my throat's raw. It sounded like a conversation between two men. The storeroom door opened and the men clomped their way inside. Tomonari Takaya and Taro Toga, two members of the theater troupe, The Wandering Angels. Takaya is The Wandering Angels' star actor, playing the lead role of Ryu in today's performance of Au Revoir, the troupe's 22nd piece. Oh, that! I remember they were talking about that in the previous hour. Okay. So what are we getting? Let's grab all those folding chairs over there. Yeah? The producer said we're gonna need a lot more seats all of a sudden. Mr. Owarai said that? Going all out for the troops' last hurrah, huh? Beats me, man. In no real hurry, the men went about carting the folding chairs away. They didn't notice Achi or Hitomi sitting silently in the shadows. Not to change the subject, but how come we're using a dry ice machine and not a smoke machine? Huh. Maybe that's why my throat's bothering me. Yeah, it's pretty weird. Nobody's even operating it, and it's still drawing a ton of power. Think it's defective? Oh. Achi and Hitomi waited for the two men to finish up. If they were spotted, it would probably cause a scene. And worse still, it might alert the men who were hunting them. Once they'd carried off the rest of the folding chairs, the men closed the storeroom door. The foreigner could still be somewhere nearby, though, so Achi decided they should hide out in the room a little longer. This blows. I want to get back out there to look for that blue van ASAP, but... Achi trailed off as something occurred to him. Wait a second. Now that's weird. Hitomi looked at him inquiringly. The kidnappers already have the ransom money. Yeah? Achi said. That's right. And then they told you that your sister was in some blue minivan. Isn't that kind of weird? What do you mean? Did you figure that your sister was in the minivan by herself? Well, yes. If one of the kidnappers were with her, they wouldn't need to send me to go get her. Right, Achi said. And yet the fact was that as soon as the kidnappers had their money, they could have let Hitomi's sister out of the vehicle and just run off. There was no point in sending Hitomi to fetch her personally. A look of revelation dawned on Hitomi's face. Oh! That minivan had already left Oginzaka, she said, and it came back while we were there waiting for it. Oh, that was supposed to be Achi. He thought back to his earlier run-in with the blue vehicle. So then, inside that minivan... There had been a bunch of foreigners inside, which meant... Well, obviously... Well, both of those are technically correct, but the kidnappers had been trying to ambush Hitomi. They told her that her sister was in that minivan to lure her to it. And the kidnappers had been lying in wait inside. Do you think they were trying to kidnap me too? That's it. Achi clapped his hands together. Then they'd let your sister go and demand a ransom for you. And then they'd make her deliver the ransom money for your release. They'd be able to get, like, infinite ransom money by constantly abducting one twin after the other. That seems a little far-fetched. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. Now that she said so, Achi realized it was kind of a ridiculous idea. Still, what if the kidnappers really were... God damn it. Still, what if the kidnappers really were trying to kidnap me? Hitomi said. As in, like, they accidentally abducted the wrong twin? I mean, I guess that would have been an easy to botch up. That would imply that they wanted me specifically and not my sister. Hitomi paused briefly and thought. Maybe you're hotter than your sister or something? Achi suggested with enthusiasm. Hitomi shook her head. That can't be it. If anything, it's the other way around. Compared to my sister, I'm just... Whoa, hey, stop right there. Achi had to interrupt her. You're not just anything. Please, don't. I am, I'm just... Tears had welled up in Hitomi's eyes. Why'd this have to happen to her? Why not me? Whoa, hey, come on, don't cry. I'm sorry. Cheer up. It's like that song says. Don't just stand there. Wipe those tears away. That one. You know it? Is that Ayakamiki? Yeah, that's the one. Put your hand in mine. Every single bee's a light. Huh? You know, every single bee's a light. Hitomi let out a giggle. Everything will be alright. Hmm? You've got the lyrics wrong. It's everything will be alright. Ah, right. Yeah, I guess that makes more sense, I guess. Achi's mouth curled into a sheepish smile. Alright, I think we've laid low long enough, Achi said at last. Think we should be on our way? He was about to get to his feet when he heard voices outside the storeroom again. Yikes, that's pretty careless of us. Yeah, we definitely gotta watch it. The theater guys from earlier had returned and they sounded a bit panicked. Heard folks have been messing around with the storeroom a bunch recently. Uh-huh. And did you hear who's behind it? Some juvenile delinquents. Like a gang? That takes me way back. Alright, let's hurry on back. Oh, they locked it.
Oh shit, I could probably...
Achi rushed over to the door. He tried turning the knob, but the door wouldn't budge. Oh, come on. Are you freaking kidding me? He paced frantically around the room, pulling at his hair. We're locked in! And that door was the only way in or out. Achi and Hitomi were well and truly trapped inside the storeroom. This is all my fault, Achi said. It was my idea to hide out here in the first place. He bowed to Hitomi repeatedly. We're never going to be able to find that blue minivan now. Guess we'll have to get someone on the outside to help us, Hitomi replied. She scowled thoughtfully. They powered their phones back on in order to call for help. The big question was who they could possibly ask. Hitomi, anyone you can reach out to? Mr. Tanaka, I suppose? Tanaka, right. The suggestion didn't exactly thrill Achi. He had no idea what this Tanaka guy was like. Hopefully he was the dependable sort who'd actually show up to rescue them. But somehow that thought made Achi feel even worse. Achi had someone he figured he could call, rather, but he hesitated, uncertain. There had been a time when he'd trusted this guy more than anyone else. They'd bailed each other out of countless jams. Nowadays, though, things were different. Hitomi gave Achi a puzzled look as he sat lost in thought. Right.
Guess I don't have much of a choice.
Guess I don't have much of a choice. Archie scrolled through the contacts list on his cell phone. He found a name he had thought he'd never call again. Susumu. Yo. Archie? Is that you? Susumu's voice was low and guarded.
Look, I got a favor to ask you. I'm in a real bind here.
Huh?
Like, things are ridiculously bad. I thought maybe you could help me out a little bit.
You seriously thought I'd help you? Susumu's words were like ice. You messing with me or something, man? Now he sounded a tough angry as well. Painful memories flashed before Archie's eyes.
Alright then. Sorry to bug you. Just forget it.
But Susumu hung up before Archie was even finished talking. No dice, Archie said to Hitomi with a lopsided frown. She looked back at him, her expression a mirror of his own. What should we do?
What should we do? I guess we're back to Mr. Tanaka.
Guess so. You want to go ahead then? Hitomi tried calling him repeatedly, but Tanaka didn't pick up.
What could have happened? She muttered under her breath. Do you think maybe the kidnappers found out that Mr. Tanaka and I have been in contact?
Archie shrugged. It looked like they were just going to need to find some way out of here on their own, and then maybe look for the minivan themselves. Archie strode over to the door and grabbed hold of the knob. He tried giving it a good, sturdy pull.
No good. The thing won't even budge. That door opens outward.
Wait. Really? Archie tried giving it a push. It still didn't open. He kicked it. Oh! The door wasn't nearly as sturdy as Archie had expected.
I think I can make this work.
He backed up to get a running start, then kicked the door with all his might. Hi-ya! The door went flying off its hinges.
Oh man, that was way too easy.
Archie stepped cautiously out of the storeroom. He quickly scanned the surrounding area. There was nobody in sight.
Looks like we're in the clear,
he called, but Hitomi didn't come out. Nor did she reply.
Hitomi?
She had her phone in hand, apparently still trying to get in touch with Tanaka. With a tiny sigh, Archie leaned against the wall and waited for her to finish.
Well, doesn't look like I'm gonna have any luck, she said. You know, we can leave now, right? Are you still holding out hope for your Mr. Tanaka? It's not that. I'm just a little worried.
Oh, yeah? Okie dokie then. I'll just, wait around here.
Oh, shit.
Okay. I'll be right with you.
Uh-huh. Archie shuffled his way back outside. Of course. Ah, crap. By the time Archie could finish processing the thought, he was already laid out on the ground. His jaw hit the asphalt hard. He bit the tip of his tongue clean off. The taste of blood filled his mouth. A moment later, he took a sharp blow to the head. He was done for. All the energy drained from his body. His mind whirled. His vision grew hazy. He began to drift from consciousness. Back when he'd run with Susumu and the others, he'd never left himself exposed to a surprise attack. There were plenty of times when he'd taken a punch that sent him reeling, only to spin away and come back swinging. Hi, doggy. This time, he hadn't even seen it coming. It was his last mistake. Guess I've let myself go soft. Archie grimaced inwardly, muttering in a voice no one but he could hear. He told me, I'm so sorry.
Don't wear ties.
Yep. And that's actually a good place to stop because it's 9:04. What's the hint on this one?
There's a few pallets down.
Okay. So I have to do something with Osawa's timeline, I guess. Alright, well. It has been fun. But for now, it's time that I work on Blender. So I'm gonna go to the site that shall not be named and do that.
For the most
Close out of everything else.
goodies ever assembled under one roof. Enjoy
Have a good night.
watering goodies. Everything from a snack to a delicious full meal. At our refreshment center, you'll find a large variety of goodies to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, or your sweet tooth. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Visit our refreshment center now.